design pattern. Solid design pattern basically combination of 5 different design principles, and each and every word acronym for one design pattern. So here the S is, as you can see, the S is acronym for a single responsibility principle. O is acronym for open close principle. L for list scope substitution principle. I for interface segregation principle, and D for dependency inversion principle. So here we can see that the single responsibility principle. This principle basically tells that whenever we are designing any class, that particular class should have responsible for a single type kind of a behavior. That means if we are creating any class, suppose we have a banking domain project and we are going to create any class which will have a method for interest calculations, or that particular class will work for interest calculation, then that particular class should have only those kind of methods which will used for interest calculation. It is not contains such methods that is used for any other behavior like account open or any other behavior. So then after there is an open close principle. So open close principle tells that any class should always be open for extension and closed for modification. So any of the class which we are defining should have such kind of functionality. If in future we will need to be do some modification or do some changes, then that class should always be you have such functionality that it is open for extension and closed for modifications. We can explain it better when we are implementing those design patterns by some examples. Um, yeah. So there is a third principle, that is the scope substitution principle. So any of the derived class should completely is substitutable by their base by their of their base class. Any of the base class uh, substituted by the derived class completely. So that is basically a scope substitution principle. And there is a interface segregation principle. So that will tell us that no interface have uncommon methods which will forcefully being implemented by those classes which are not going to be related with that. I mean, suppose we have any interface and which contains some methods A, B, C, and there is one class which will require to implement only A and B method, but due to unavailability of due to the availability of a method C, this class has to give the body to the method C until and unless that class shouldn't be marked as abstract. So that will give a forcefully implementation of a method C. So this interface segregation principle suggests that we'd have to design an interface in such a way that no class should be forcefully implementing any of the method which is not required by them. So we can segregate that particular X interface into two main interfaces, X and Y, where one interface should contain A and B method and another interface should contain a C method. So that if any of the class required all three methods, then that particular class will implement A, X and Y, both the interfaces, and do the job. So in that way, and then the dependency inversion. So I hope you all knowing about the Spring framework. Basically, that is more majorly used there, uh, so it is always be tells that depends on abstraction, not on implementation or concretion. We can explain it better by the examples. So yeah, you can start learning all the design principle one by one in upcoming videos. Thanks for watching this.